It is Friday. We have not done the Chicago Chronicles for the week, so we're going to be doing a weekend Chronicles instead of a week. So we are here at Robert's Pizza, one of our very favorite places, right here on the Ogden Slip. Is a really lovely location. Still beautiful outside, so we figure while it's beautiful, we want to enjoy all of our favorite outside places, so that is what we are doing. Okay, so they have fall selection. So even though it's beautiful outside and feels like summer, they have fall selection. So I think I'm going to get this one. This is the acorn squash pizza with crumbled fennel sausage. Sounds amazing. For drinks, we went with fall drinks as well.
So I ordered a drink called the Wildfire. I don't think it is. I think they've always had this, but it normally comes with Evan Williams, which I like. And then he was like, "Do you like tequila?" And like the server was like, and I was like, "Oh yeah." And he was like, "You should try it with the tequila." And I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds great," because it is kind of like sort of margarita-esque. It's like has like the same similar things that a margarita would have.
Sure.
But we'll see how it tastes.
It's good.
It's very peppery.
I got the smoky pumpkin. So this is a seasonal drink. And it has mezcal in it. It's really good. Okay, the food has started to arrive and my pizza is here. The acorn squash one, looking delicious. So one of the fun things about Robert's Pizza is you can come here in a rec boat, dock here, get yourself some pizza to go. All right, and Chris's pizza has arrived. This is the cup and char.
Cup and char.
And char. So good. Oh my goodness. So we got another round of drinks, and this one looks the same as the other one, but it's actually different. This is called the Fig and Fable, and it's really yummy. Gertie has decided to lay down right in the walkway. You're right in the walkway, babe. This is a beautiful, beautiful boat called the Uncommon Molly. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a boat like that. That'd be nice. Is that a rental? You can rent it, or
Charter it.
you can charter it. Okay, nice. Okay, we have our boxes.
Want to bite?
So we looked into that boat, what was it called? Uncommon Molly? Uncommon Molly. So in order to be eligible to rent that boat, you have to be part of what was the Mariners Club?
Barton and something.
Barton and something Mariners Club, which apparently it's like worldwide.
Barton and Gray.
Barton and Gray Mariners Club. So you have to pay like quarterly dues that can be upwards of $30,000 a quarter. Crazy money. And then if you pay those dues, you are eligible to like rent the boats. But you don't have to pay to rent the boats, right? You said you could just like reserve them. And apparently it's worldwide. So for those of you who have $30,000 a quarter laying around, you could rent that boat.
So we're at the Centennial Fountain that is no longer running for the season. Chicago tends to turn off the fountains. Usually it's cold and it makes sense, but now it's like 80 degrees, so it's like weird. But this is normally the jet of water that shoots 100 feet across the river. I talk about it all the time. I see it all the time, but I rarely see it from this side. But now it's not on, so it's kind of a bummer. But it's really cool.
Normally there's like water flowing like down these steps and like
kind of a little like encapsulated.
Yeah, like a little waterfall.
Waterfalls over there, so you can go walk behind the water. But yeah, it's a bummer that it's off. But
I know. But it's cool to see it from the side because we're not always over here.
Yeah.
We see it, every now and then, but not as often. Good morning. I am in what we call Chris's room. We actually share a room, but we also have a spare room that is basically like all of like Chris's stuff. So we have like lots of stuff in here. Chris is over here with Gertie. So we are editing our video. For those of you who like actually pay attention, you may know that we normally post our Chronicles videos on Fridays. This week we did not do that. And by this week, I mean whatever week we're in. I think it's October 4th today. And it's because things got out of whack. So, and partly because we are trying out Final Cut. So we have been using Adobe. We've had the Adobe Creative Cloud suite for years because Chris went to school for design. That's what his degree is in. So we've used Adobe forever and have been talking about switching over to Final Cut because Final Cut is like a one-time buy and we currently pay a monthly subscription for Adobe. So one of the reasons that we're a little out of whack this week is because Chris has actually been editing our Chronicles video instead of me because it's been me usually all summer long and trying out Final Cut. We did a 90-day kind of free trial just to give it a shot. So Chris is going to be teaching me how to do it.
That's in here. This is the folder. Sorry, these are the folders.
Oh, cool. Okay, that's awesome.
So if you want like weekday graphics, these are all the weekday graphics.
That is
if you want
awesome.
phone photo.
Yeah, phone footage or okay. Cool. I like that already.
Button.
Okay.
You're gonna have to do more than that.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
It's like zooming and like zooming.
Okay.
So then I select this.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, green screen keyer. Double click, done.
So awesome. Wait, why is it black?
Because it's like selected still.
So.
Yeah. Click it. Detach audio. It'll come down here. It automatically highlights. Click delete. Done.
Awesome. Okay.
It's literally 1,000 times easier.
So much easier. Yeah.
For me right now.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Okay, so pretty cool. Overall, impressed. So I usually edit on my MacBook Pro, so I can like sit in the living room and do that, and I don't have to like be at the desk. But because we're doing a trial, we aren't able to share it through like the Apple family, so it's currently just on Chris's Apple ID. Once we actually purchase it, we'll be able to share it between devices, and I'll be able to use it on the MacBook. So this one I'm going to edit here on his computer instead of on my MacBook like I normally would, which is also an adjustment because I get like really used to my computer, and I mean obviously they're basically the same, but it feels a little bit different. Overall, I think it seems pretty easy. Definitely seems pretty user friendly. Some definite similarities between this and Premiere. Definitely some differences, but it'll be a nice cost savings if we're able to make the transition. So we would be sacrificing some other things with getting rid of Adobe because we have like Illustrator, Photoshop, After Effects, all the other kind of things. I do think the Final Premiere Pro like package includes some like motion graphic stuff and like some other things. We'll just kind of have to figure out what is our replacement for Illustrator because that's what we use to make like our thumbnails and stuff. So if we figure that out, then we potentially can save ourselves our monthly subscription for Adobe, which would be great. Okay, so I finished editing our video and got it rendered, figured all that out in Final Cut. Also, I am going to be making granola again. So I'm not going to do it as long as I did last time. I have made this before with like a little bit longer where I talk about all the ingredients, so I'll link that in the description if you're interested in that one. But I am making it again. I'm going to do a double batch this time. And I also tasted, I have a little bit, just the tiniest bit of my last bag left of the granola that I love that is no longer available. And I compared them, and the one that I made has a lot more cocoa powder and I think a lot more sugar in it. So I'm actually going to lessen it. So what I have decided to do this time around, I'm going to make a double batch, and I'm going to basically double everything except the sugar and the cocoa powder. I'm going to leave those at the regular amount for just like a single batch and see if that adjustment is about right. I also think I'm going to increase the salt just a teeny bit. It felt like it needed a little bit more salt last time. So it might be that with playing with the sugar, maybe a little bit more salt might mess it up a little bit, but we'll see kind of how that goes. So take 2 on the granola. Okay, I have mixed up my double batch, and then I'm actually going to bake it in like thirds. So just because I remember last time it was kind of a thick layer, so I kind of had to bake it a little bit longer, and I don't want to have to do that. So because I'm gonna have to do multiple bakes, I was like, I'll just go ahead and do 3. So I've got it kind of spread in a nice layer. I think that'll be perfect. And then I've got the other 2 sets over there. I've got my parchment paper pre-cut for the next bakes, and I have the oven heating. So we'll get this in the oven. It cooks for about 17 to 24 minutes, and then we will have it started. All 3 batches are now out of the oven. The first 2 batches actually like take up almost the entire bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and mix these with the chocolate chips, and then we'll put in the last batch. And I think it's probably, yeah, it's cool enough now. But I don't think I'm able to fit all 3 of the sets in here. So, but I did achieve larger chunks this time, which I'm really glad about that. Okay. I'm going to kind of like break up some of the chunks a little bit with a spoon. I did feel like last time I didn't have enough kind of like chunks, so I'm glad I was able to get that this time. And I think this is better. I gave it a little bit of a taste earlier, and I do think this is a little bit closer to my recipe. Or my recipe, the brand that I like. So I will add the recipe in the description box if anyone is interested in making this on their own. Just know it may not be exactly perfect, but I think we are in a much better direction than where we were before. I also, in addition to having the cocoa and having the sugar, I'm having the chocolate chips as well. I felt like the first round that I made a few weeks ago had too many chocolate chips in it. So since I doubled the recipe overall, I'm just going to stick with like the recommended amount. I also am using the little like mini chips. So they're like tiny rather than the regular size chocolate chips. Okay, so like I said, I will put this recipe in the description. So if you are interested in making it, you are able to. As a reminder, what I will put in the recipe is going to be like basically the equivalent of like a double batch. So if you didn't want to make like this really large, containers worth, you just half the recipe that I add in the description box. Good morning. We are doing something that we don't typically do by ourselves. Sometimes we do it with my parents. We're going to brunch. I'm pretty excited about it. So there's a place that I went to with some girlfriends a few weeks ago called Griddle 24, and I thought immediately that you would love it.
Yeah, I mean, breakfast food is... Yeah.
And it's like a diner.
I love breakfast food.
You love diner breakfast food. So we are heading there now, and then you have to work this afternoon.
Yeah.
You get nervous.
Yeah.
When we go do things before you go to work.
Yeah, because what if I'm late?
He doesn't work till 2:30.
You know, what dinner could take an hour and a half, and then I'm late for work.
It's not going to take
brunch could take an hour and a half, and I'm late for work.
It'll be fine. I have faith. Yeah.
Make a reservation.
You can't make reservations.
I said I think.
We are here. So one of the things I loved about it has a super extensive menu. It's like gigantic. It's definitely very like diner food. But they have like this whole side is breakfast, and then they also have like lunch type foods. But they have lots of gluten-free options, including gluten-free pancakes, which I love. So last time I got the Irish skillet, and it was, with the corned beef, hash, onion, green pepper. It was really, really yummy. I'm thinking about maybe getting the Tex-Mex one today, but it's hard for me to get away from the Irish one because it was really yummy. And then it comes with a choice of like toast, tortillas, or pancakes, and so you can get the gluten-free pancakes with it. What are you thinking?
Probably the 2-2-2-2.
2-2-2-2. Oh, I see that. That is 2 eggs, 2 sausage links, 2 bacon strips, 2 buttermilk pancakes. That sounds good. Good?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So you can see the chocolate in the...
Handmade chocolate milk.
Yeah. So our server he ordered chocolate milk, and our server was like, talking about how much she loves chocolate milk, and then she said, have you tried it with ice? And Chris was like, no, and she's like, it is elite. So if you haven't tried your chocolate milk with ice, you need to. Food has arrived. Chris's looks pretty traditional. Mine looks delicious. I'm super excited about it. And I did get like a little bit of salsa to put on it. And then, of course, gluten-free pancakes. We are on our way home from breakfast, brunch, in plenty of time.
Yeah. I guess I didn't realize that the diner food was going to be like done in like 8 minutes.
Super fast. Yeah. Yeah, we were in and out of there.
We weren't even there for like 30 minutes.
See, plenty of time. And now we even get tonight. We're going to walk home instead of taking the train. I was just really hungry, so I wanted to get there fast because it's about a 40-minute walk. So, but I did want to mention that breakfast places in Chicago can be very difficult because there's so many that are like super, like all the tourists know about them. So like places like Wildberry, which is great. Wildberry is delicious. They have gluten-free pancakes, but sometimes you can wait like an hour or more for a table there. Same thing at like Yolk and places like that. So this is an option. It doesn't feel like a place tourists go.
No, yeah, they probably wouldn't even know about it.
Yeah, it's kind of tucked away. It's actually, incidentally, over here by Orleans Street, very, very near Mr. Beef, which is actually right ahead of us. So it is, I mean, it's not like it's not close and accessible, but it is kind of off the beaten path. So highly recommend if you are here in the city and you want looking for a good place for breakfast, try out Griddle 24. All right, for those of you who are fans of The Bear, this is Mr. Beef, which is the location of that show. All right, we are back in the loop and totally forgot it is Sundays on State season, so that's going on. So basically they like shut down State Street and there's like vendors and food trucks and all kinds of things all along the street. And this happens only like 3 weekends.
I think it's 3 or 4 weekends.
Yeah, 3 or 4 weekends that this goes on. So kind of crazy. Oh, look at this doggy. He's like, give me that bread. Oh, are those candles?
There's also a dog.
Look at that cute dog.
Look at that dog.
Can I pet that dog? We decided to walk through so we can kind of see some of the stuff that they've got here. Okay, well, we made a purchase. We purchased another print for the gallery wall. So I can't help myself. But it's a really cool photo.
At least this one will be easy to
Here,
print.
you want to get out and show it? Yeah, it's a standard, it's like a standard, it'll fit into an 8x10 standard frame, easy peasy.
Very windy.
Really cool. Yeah. So they have karaoke, and I asked Chris if he was going to do it, and he goes, no, I don't want to make that guy feel bad.
There's only a few things in life that I'm arrogant about, and karaoke is it.
Well, that was fun to stumble across that.
Yeah, no, years past that I've walked through there, it was not something that I would want to go through.
Yeah.
And now I guess it's gotten a lot bigger. So when I worked at Vans, it only went 2 blocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was stretched all the way down to Jackson, so it was pretty extensive. I think what they've done is they've condensed the timings. They don't do it as often, but it's like bigger.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. Okay, so on the gallery wall, I'm thinking up there, kind of in this spot right here, and then the cross stitch I'm working on will go kind of right there. I'm thinking something like that. So, one more to get framed. Well, it is now evening. I was so exhausted. We came home. We got home not too long before Chris needed to leave for work. So when he left for work, I went out with Gertie and we went for a little bit of a walk. And I came back in and I had every intention of giving her a bath and doing some things around the house. And then I like sat on my butt and just like played on the computer for a little while because I was so tired. So I think the heat just got to me. It was pretty warm out, and I think just like walking around, I was just zapped. So I am now heating up my dinner. I have the last of my leftover Roberts from Friday night to eat tonight for dinner, and I'm about to watch Bake Off, which I'm pretty excited about. So turning in for the evening, that will be all for the Chronicles this week, and we will see you in the next one.